Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Now, we begin with an 8 of Cups. And it seems like a dark kind of card, right? There's a little bit of some storminess going on, you know what I mean? But let's put it into some context, okay? 5 of Pentacles and an 8 of Swords. Already it seems like the difficulty here, right? Well, just keep watching and see here. This is significant, a 10 of Swords. To me, it feels like we're thinking of all of this the wrong way. Right? We're looking at this the wrong way. Okay? So let's see how we're supposed to shift our energy out of this. This seems like there's a lot going on in the world, and we're not feeling too good about it. Seems like a glass half empty situation. Let's keep going. See? Ace of Wands. This is the new energy shift. This is the new confidence. This is the new commitment that we're making, right? This is a new resolution that we're coming to. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we will select. We'll put here with Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. Now, we are not going to look at that card until the very end of the reading. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end. If at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments below. Let's see if we can tap into our intuition. Let's see if we can raise our vibration. Let's discern that mystery card together as kind of a group exercise. Yeah. I hope you'll play along with me. But first, let's take a look at what we have. Major Arcana. We've got 2 here. We've got the Hierophant and the Hanged Man. Okay. A lot of water here in the Hanged Man. And with the Hierophant, I feel like there is a very important point that is being made in your life, right? There's something that's quite obvious, and it's almost like Spirit is trying to show you the way, and pretty soon you're going to hit the nail on the head, right? I feel like very soon you're going to get the point of it all, right? And I wonder if this Ace of Wands, I wonder if this is the point. Yeah. Well, let's see. We've got fire, of course, more fire here. We do have our water. We've got the water energy here, and the Hanged Man too. And we have air, of course, air and air right here. We have our earth energies. We have a 5 of Pentacles, and we've got these 2. These, and even Taurus here with the Hierophant. It's some earth energy. But let's start with the 8 of Cups. I feel like right now the glass is half empty, and perhaps when we're looking at it from this angle, it seems like, yeah, there's just not enough in there. Maybe there's a feeling of pessimism, a feeling of hope being lost here, okay? And I wonder if this is in large part because Pisces, you're a very sensitive sign, okay? And I think that while we don't always show that on the outside, I think you are deeply affected by what's going on in the world, as we all are, and deeply affected by what's going on in your life. And I think that there's this growing urge, just like to change something, right? Like something's got to give. There is that 5 of Pentacles. I feel like there's a shift in energy here. It's shifting from this pessimism, this loss of hope, this feeling as if things are just bad, right? Things are just bad. There's a shift from that. We're changing. We're now, with all this fire, now I feel like we're saying, you know what? I'm not just going to be down about things. I'm not going to cry and lament. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to change. Here we go, 5 of Wands. I know I'm skipping around the cards a little bit. That's all right. It's my show. I can do that. We've got this 5 of Wands. This is us saying, you know what? I can change things. I have an impact. This is saying that your consciousness, your will, your person, your being, your spirit matters. What you do matters. The 8 of Cups is a very easy card to just say, I'm not going to do anything. There's no point. No point, right? That's what the Hierophant's trying to tell us. There is a point. And that point really is in our will. It's starting to make me a little emotional here. Because I feel this too. I think a lot of us do. I don't have any strong Pisces placement. I'm a Cancer sign. So we've got that in common, the water energy, right? I feel like this is us just standing up and saying, you know what? I can change something. I have an effect. I have an ability to harness my energy, spiritual energy, right? Chi, whatever it is, prana. And I can do something with it. I can manifest it in some way. Fire to earth. Fire to earth, right? And I talk about that all the time. Fire and earth. You probably get tired of hearing me talk about that. But here we go again. Fire and earth, right? Earth, 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 fire, fire, earth. Now, what the problem seems to be, like I said, is air and water. Water, air and water, right? And I should just do one video to explain this one time so I don't have to keep repeating it. But fire and water is that act of creation, right? Heaven to earth, above to below. It's the lightning bolt that just, hits something. It is the impulse into manifestation, the idea to implementation, the impulse to behavior, right? The will to manifestation. Now, what impedes this process? What gets in the way of this to this? From the source of power to the mechanical world, the battery to the machine, right? Well, it's the air and the water. It's the thinking and the feeling. It's our human personality, which most of the time is probably a very good thing, right? We can't give expression to every impulse, right? We can't let every impulse go unchecked into the realm of behavior. We're built with a heart and a mind, right, for a reason. Or for a feeling, maybe. So, we need that. We do. But sometimes the heart and the mind, right, I'm going to put these back where they were so we don't get too mixed up here. Sometimes the heart and the mind, in this case, I think it's really the heart here, the feeling. We're in a world of despair right now. And, I don't want to focus on all the negativity, but there's a lot of bad stuff going on, right? Especially now, everything that we see at home and abroad, everywhere in the world, it seems that there's trouble, And it is heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching. And I think this is the heart being wrenched, okay? But this is an energy that will impede our spiritual will and the manifestation of that will, okay? We're getting too much impedance by the heart and by the mind. See here, we also have the 8 of Swords underneath everything. Now, as far as the 5 of Pentacles, it's not a bad card. And I predict that this card is going to have very positive effects on you, especially when we can match it up with the Five of Wands. Right? When it's over here, this is us feeling as if I'm powerless. I can change nothing in my life. I can change nothing in the world, and I can change nothing here in my own life. Right? It's a feeling of no power at all. And see, this water, this pessimism, this lack of hope is trickling down to our thinking, right? We feel this kind of heart-wrenching reality of the world we live in right now. And it's affecting how we think. And this really is, it's a form of confusion, really. Because I think if you were to have a conversation, you would say, I can do things, I can make some positive changes, right? I could, whatever, I could reach out to my community, I can try to strengthen the bonds that I have with people, and I could maybe go volunteer, or I could do this, that, or the other thing. Reasonably speaking, logically speaking, that's all part of our awareness. We can admit that, right? That there are things that we can do. We can improve our lives. We can improve the lives of our loved ones, through strengthening our connections with people, etc. But with all this water trickling down, we then start to kind of turn that around. Yeah, but I could, but... So it really is kind of, it really is like a black cloud that is just, it's fogging up our mind. You ever see that movie, Joe and the Volcano? The brain cloud? That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. And it's just that he doesn't care. Tom Hanks, one of my favorite actors. Love that guy. If you're watching, Tom, I love you. It's a reason to give up. It's something that he kind of latches onto and says, now I don't have to care about anything, until something shifts and he does start caring about something and he finds this fire energy and he starts realizing that he does have power. Doesn't change. I'm not going to spoil the movie. It's an old one, but it's a goodie. It doesn't really change the course of events. But he has this new energy. There's a shift for him, an energetic shift. And I feel like that's what this Ten of Swords is all about. We've got to get out of this brain cloud that we're in with these two. Okay? Because that's preventing us from really taking the action that we need to take on the physical plane. This is the mechanical world here. And this one. The earth energy. This is our behavior. And the Five is saying, maybe when the Five is with the Eight of Cups, says we can't, what's the point of changing anything in my life? The world is, is at its end. So there's no point to it, right? There's no possibility of change. We're admitting defeat there. And it's because of these two. Heart, mind, impeding our will. So the Hierophant here really has a lesson for you, really wants to drive the point home. Really, really wants to. Okay? Now, the earth energies. Especially with the Knight of Pentacles, you have dreams, you have goals. You have things that you want to do. You have aspirations. This is fire and earth too, right? It's a Knight of Pentacles. The Knights are the fire element in the suit that they're in. So this is fire clothed with earth, right? And you have this power within you, and this is maybe what you're kind of looking up at. This is what you really aspire to. This is what you are kind of wishing for. Right? Well, the only thing limiting you is this mental, emotional brain cloud kind of thing, right? So the Ten of Swords that we see, this is us realizing the cage that we're in. Realizing that perhaps we have shut the door to this cage and we've locked it and we've hidden the key. Well, I think the Hierophant with this idea of driving the point home is saying, just break that cage door open. It's kind of flimsy anyway. Yeah. We've got to get out of this way of thinking. Right? We need to take advantage of this energy shift. And we need to not wait for it, but we need to move into it. We need to seize it, right? Because you look at this, I mean, the energy's here, it's kind of, they're dark, they're, but this one looks fiery even, right? This one's got some fire to it. It even has the hint of the fire here with this one, but when we cover that up with that water, it just looks dismal. We have to, in the famous words of Jim Morrison, we have to break on through to the other side. Yeah. We have to take advantage of this energy shift. We have to move into it. It's not going to come and pick the lock for us. We've got to do that. Right? And there is something going on in your life right now, and it could be just the general world events, right? But something is trying to drive this point home. But it is ultimately our choice. Okay? Now, back to the Knight of Pentacles. This is the dream and the vision that you have. You know what kind of a future you want to have for yourself, for your loved ones, for the world, for the galaxy, right? You know, you have aspirations and hopes and dreams. You have the spiritual vision. And I think it really is time for us to stop looking at it through this brain cloud, right? And start seeing that it really is possible. And get back to it. I kind of think it's a getting back to this energy rather than stepping into some new energy. And over here, this is it. This is the Five of Wands. I feel like you're going to experience this energy shift. You're going to feel a surge of power, and we need to bring this earth energy over here and put it next to that fire. Because now, it's no longer our behavior or the changes in the environment or the manifestation, the activities in the world being kind of drowned underneath this pessimistic water. Now, our behavior, the changes, the activities of the world, the things that happen, right? Now we have a little bit more feeling of control over it. We feel like we have some power. We feel like our impulses, our will, our ideas, our hopes and dreams, our spiritual vision, now we can implement them. Now we can manifest them. Now my consciousness can affect change in the real world, in the world of things, right? The mechanical world. Unimpeded by this negative energy that we saw over here in the path of the dove, anyway. So now you can change things. Now we have to be realistic about what we can change and what we can't change. How far does our influence go? How far can we reach? Reach for the stars. Reach as far as you can dream. And as long as we are in this mode of energy, then I think we really will see some changes in the world. And I'm not just trying to speak generally or too broadly here. In your personal life. Right? In your personal life. And the main thing is that we have to resolve this thinking and feeling. These functions here are just, our beliefs and our values seem to be really, it's almost like we've just lost faith or hope or trust in any of that. I wonder if this is going to be the Wheel of Fortune, this mystery card. I almost want to peek, but I'm not going to. We have to resolve this because this is what's impeding us from really making any kind of changes in our lives. Okay. Next card in the environment is the Hanged Man. Water energy in the environment. I think that because this is a really kind of a stark contrast from these two, right? So I think the Hanged Man is, kind kind of saying that you're going to just accept the things that you can't change while changing the things that you can. Right? And maybe that's it. Maybe we're focusing on what we can do in our lives, and perhaps on a larger scale, right? Globally, think big. But let's focus on what we can do, and the things that are out of our control, that are beyond our reach. Well, let's accept them. Let's not condone them, but let's accept them for the time being. Let's focus. It's a shift of perspective, a shifting of our focus. We're not focused on all the things that we cannot do, all the things that are wrong. Let's focus on the things that we can change, that we can improve, that we can do something about in our lives, right? With the people around you, with those that are in your sphere of influence. And let's expand that sphere of influence too. Let's think big, right? So with the Hanged Man in the position of your environment, the position of your relationships, this has to be us allowing other people to be who they are. Now, because we have this surge of energy, because we're embracing this energy shift, we can't go around demanding other people change. This earth energy, this Five of Pentacles, does not include other people. We are not forcing our will on others. We cannot change other people. We can lead by example. We can encourage others. We can be a positive influence, but we have to let other people do it their way. Okay? And I think that that's what the Hanged Man is all about in this position. Right? The allowance of things to happen as they can, because we're not the end-all and be-all of this fire energy, this spiritual will, this consciousness, this awareness, this ambition, confidence. Other people will wake up in their own way, in their own time. You do you, right? And be a positive influence for others around you. Okay. These are people, the Hanged Man symbolism, these are people that are still believing in this brain cloud, still living under that brain cloud. Okay? And it's not for you to shake them awake or to necessarily be the Hierophant for them. It's not up to us to judge them or anything like that either. Because we were once there too. In a lot of ways, we still are. It's an ongoing process, right? The next card is more of this earth energy. This is the fixed earth energy. Now, this is the difficulty, because all of this is good in theory, okay? But this is where the rubber really meets the road. And this is us out there doing this despite more obstacles. That brain cloud's not going away, right? It's still there. It's kind of following us around. But this is some fixed earth energy. This is the Taurus energy activated, right? We have the Hierophant. And then we've got the kind of taking that Hierophant, taking that lesson, taking that point, and we're moving forward with it. We're getting the point. And we're continuing to get the point every moment, really, right? The hardest part is going to be maybe not starting this, maybe not moving into this energy and feeling, yes, I can do something, but sustaining that, even when things seem like they're falling apart around us. Are you still committed to what you're building? Right? Or are we easily going to go back to this loss of hope? This is a card that asks, how fixed are you? How committed are you to this dream, this aspiration that you have, this spiritual vision? Okay. And of course, the final card is the point. And the point is that you have to begin this. That no one, just as we are not going to go and shake other people awake, right? The Hierophant's waiting for you to get the point, waiting for you to get out of this cage and to get Put everything back. And to get out of this cage and to get into this energy shift, right? To jump into this flow. No one is doing that to you, right? No one is forcing you to wake up. No one is pushing you into the flow of this new energy. It's up to you to make the decision, to take that first step into this fiery, creative, spiritual energy. Right? It's a very active energy. And this is the Ace of Wands, which is the patron card for this entire cycle of readings. And I wonder, did we have the same card for you last cycle when we got to Pisces? I feel like Pisces always rounds out the energetic cycle, not only because you're the last sign of the zodiac, but it seems like you always really tap into the energy of the cycle, right? So here we have the Ace of Wands, which is what began this cycle. I think maybe last time you got a card that perhaps was signified the ending of the cycle, maybe. Maybe you got the 10 of Wands or something in the last reading. I don't remember. But today we've got the Ace of Wands. So this is really the beginning, This is the shifting out of this brain cloud and into the power to create, the power to manifest, the power to do, to go, right? Life is in the doing. Being is in the going, And I think you're ready to move into this. And I think this is, I hate to wear out the phrase, but once in a lifetime. This is the moment. And I think you will find that you really have a lot more power than you think. A lot more spiritual reach than you think. And we need you. We need you. Let's do the mystery card. I don't know. I don't know what this is going to be. Maybe the Wheel of Fortune. I'm kind of hoping to see just some better swords or better cups energy, right? I want to see a 6 of something. If you have a guess or a prediction or a feeling or an intuition or a flash of insight, put your answer in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and say if it's not a Wheel of Fortune, it's going to be a 6 of Cups. Okay, let's see. No. 7 of Wands. And maybe this is better. Maybe this is good. Right? Maybe it's not time for us to have that kind of satisfaction with the 6s, Then it's easy to kind of just get complacent in that 6 energy. Right? Basking in that glow a little too long. The 7, though. The 7 is saying, no, it's not time to rest. It's time to continue fighting and pushing and doing and creating. Fighting against yourself, fighting against this black cloud, fighting against the impulse to give up, to lose hope, to quit. This is an energy that, despite the odds, this could be that reach that we're talking about. Reach for the stars. Reach as far as you can. And it's going to be, maybe you feel, to me, it's kind of reach for the stars. When you hit the moon, well, that's a pretty good accomplishment, right? You've got to really set the bar really, really high. And it may be set so high that I know I can't jump that high, right? But it gives you something to really try for, and then you'll find that you're exceeding your expectations. So this is a card that fights, even when the odds are great, even when there's no chance of winning. Next to zero, right? You're still doing it. You're not giving up. You're not falling back underneath this brain cloud. Right? You're pushing forward. Despite the odds. This is true valor. Right? And this is kind of the last person on the battlefield, right? Not giving up. Still not quitting. Still not surrendering. Right? Because you've got that Ace of Wands. You've got that spiritual will. That creative energy. I like this. This is better than the cups. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. Click on the link in the corner. All right? New readings for Pisces, Mondays and Thursdays, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Pisces, I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.